Hey golf friends, welcome back to Golf and Yap. My name is Megan, and if this is your first time landing on my channel, welcome. Golf and Yap is where I yap about all things golf from the POV of a newish golfer. If that resonates with you, I hope you'll subscribe to my channel so that you can stay up to date with all the content I'll be putting out. Now today, I wanted to talk about top tips that I would recommend for beginner golfers. And I haven't been golfing that long. This is now my third year of golfing, so it hasn't been too long, but I've learned so much during that time that I've been wanting to make this video because I know it can be really scary and really daunting when you're first starting out. And if you don't have friends or family who golf, it's just really difficult to learn and find people to go out with. And so I wanted to share everything I've learned along the way in the hopes that it might help somebody else out. If you're looking to get started with golf or you've just been kind of looking for a sign that you should, consider this your sign. My number one tip if you are new to golf, you want to start golfing, is to join a league. And I know that can sound super scary, especially if you've just been going to the range and you haven't been out to many courses. I did just that though. I joined a league when I had only golfed a couple of times and I had been spending a lot of time at the range. And that was mostly because I just didn't have people to golf with. Going to the range was kind of like the easiest way for me to golf, so to speak. It was really daunting to me at the time to even consider going and golfing by myself. Like, that was not an option for me, unfortunately, just because I was super self conscious and I was just really lacking the confidence I needed to do that. Honestly, I urge you to consider that option because I have never had a bad experience golfing with people I didn't know. Whether I'm going with one other person and we're getting paired up with a random duo, or the couple of times I've golfed by myself and gotten paired up with random people, I've never had an experience that I can think back on right now and be like, oh my gosh, I would never do that again because XYZ happened. That simply has never been the case. People in general are so nice, and even if folks aren't overly nice, no one's ever been mean. They might just want to kind of stick to themselves for the round, and that is not the same thing as being mean or rude or anything like that. I urge you to consider just trying it if you don't have anybody to golf with. But as a secondary option to that, joining a league was one of the best decisions I ever made. It gave me a weekly ongoing time to golf. I got randomly paired with 3 women my first year. And then since then, every year I rejoined depending on the year with different people. It's also given me the opportunity to meet so many golfers of different ages, different backgrounds, different stages of life, and I've enabled those opportunities to golf outside of league as well. I really can't say enough good things about it. There's a ton of different types of leagues out there, right? So some might be more competitive than others. The league I joined really isn't like that. Our golf course is part of a park district, and so it's pretty laid back. If you're worried about any of those things, you could always reach out to the director of golf at one of the courses you're considering and ask them any questions. Join a league. Number one tip. Number two tip. One of the things about golf is there actually is quite a bit of equipment that's required to golf, right? You have your golf clubs, golf shoes, golf glove, clothes, etc., etc., etc. You don't have to have all those things though. You could very easily golf in tennis shoes. You could easily have just a couple shirts with a collar, and not even every course requires a collar, to be honest. You might not even need that. You might be able to repurpose some of the workout gear you already have. And then in terms of clubs, especially if you're new and you're just getting started out, you don't have to spend a fortune on them. I didn't know when I first started golfing if I was going to even like it long term. So I ended up purchasing a set of clubs from Dick's from the Top Flight line. I used those clubs for 2.5 years exclusively. They served me really well. And I think I bought them on sale. So they might have run me like $250 for a 10 set of clubs, which pretty cheap when you consider the prices out there for clubs. You could also buy clubs secondhand. You don't have to spend a fortune. Don't consider that a barrier if you are wanting to golf or if you're wanting to golf more frequently and think you need to have like top of the line clubs or anything like that. You don't. I know that equipment can obviously improve your game, but if you're a beginner, it's really not going to make that big of a difference. What's really going to make a difference is getting out there, getting the experience, working on your swing, and working on your mental game. Number three, this might seem very straightforward to some people, but you do not have to tee off with your driver, even if it's a par four or a par five. I, for so long, struggled with this and was just kind of in this thought process that I had to use my driver to tee off, even if I wasn't having a good day with my driver. I might have been hitting my driver, let's just say even only 100 yards out there, but I was hitting my hybrid 150, 160, and I would still continue to try to tee off with my driver and leave all those yards on the table simply because, one, that's what I saw other people doing, and two, that's your driver, right? You're supposed to use it off the tee. No. If you're not having a great day driving, use a different club. Put it back in the bag, take it out after you've had some time to work on it. For me, I've really struggled with my driver and still am even 3 years into golfing. And I will so often just turn to my 3-wood or a hybrid and take that out and drive with that instead and just put the driver back in the bag. I'm finally just now feeling like I'm starting to click with my driver a little bit. And I did get fitted for a new one over the summer, and I do hit much better and more consistently with that. But I've also put so much time practicing my other clubs and not as much with my driver. And so that's just something I personally have to work on. I feel like once you start to think of golf from more of like a strategic lens, it just opens up so many different options and opportunities to you and really allows you to kind of think more creatively even about the shots you're going to take. Put the driver back in the bag if it's not serving you. Take out a club that's going to work better. Call it a day. Now, this is kind of a big one, and this is one that's kind of haunted me honestly over the years. Is if you're struggling with something, don't try to fix it on the course. Don't try to fix it on the course. Leave it for the range. That's what the range is there for. Implementing changes or like actively thinking about the changes on the course when you're playing around isn't going to help you. Let me be the example there because I've done it so often where I get up to the ball, I have 200 swing thoughts going through my head. Don't forget to drop your hands. Don't forget to point your knuckles to the ground. Don't forget to stop pushing the club with your right hand. Don't forget to move your knee. I will top that ball every single time. Leave all the swing thoughts at the door. Maybe take one a shot with you and call it a day. You know, if you're not having a great day out there, every shot is a new opportunity to turn it around. I will often just try to remind myself of that very thing. Number six, if you have an opportunity to golf with golfers who are better than you, take it. This kind of loops back to what I was saying about joining a league and being able to play with tons of different golfers of different levels and different backgrounds. I don't think that I would be in the same place I am today if I hadn't just gotten over it, gotten over the feeling of I'm going to look stupid. I'm going to look like I don't know what I'm doing. I'm so bad at golf. I'm sure these women don't even want to play with me. Once you get over that, though, it just opens up so much for you. And I've learned just so much from playing with golfers who are better than me. What I've learned is that as long as you're moving with pace of play and as long as you're following general golf etiquette, people don't care. No one is going to remember that I topped those 4 shots in a row except for me. You're going to learn so much just from watching how they line up to shots, from the types of shots they take, from how they think through their shots. I've just found people to be so open and willing to share and offer suggestions. Like I said, I don't think that I would be in the same place I am if I hadn't had that opportunity. I myself had to make that opportunity a possibility by just getting over the fact that I was going to golf with people who were better than me and I was going to be the sucky one in the tee time. That's just how it is. You might have heard this one before, but scorecards don't have pictures. So I think that is number 6 or number 7. I actually lost count. Like I said a couple times already, the mental game in golf is so huge. And the kindest thing you can do for yourself is learn how to let things go as soon as you start learning how to play golf. Seriously. I personally think waiting to tally up your score until the end of a round is the best way to do it. I myself have so many times at this point looked at my score midway through a round and either gotten really discouraged or gotten too excited and thought I was going to have a personal best and then I didn't. So then I was discouraged. Just enjoy the round while you're out there. If you are okay with tallying up your score and it truly doesn't impact you mentally during the round, go for it. But if it does, my recommendation is write down the numbers, let it go, move on to the next one, tally it up at the end. Just remember not to take yourself so seriously. I think it can be really beautiful and fun to learn a new hobby as an adult, but it can also be really, really difficult, be nice to yourself, enjoy learning something new, and maybe don't tally up that score. Wait until the end. If keeping your score is truly bothering you and all you can focus on is your score and you think you're not doing well, maybe don't track it for a while. Wait until you're ready to track it. That's all the time I have for today. I'm planning on making additional videos with tips and other learnings that I've learned, for lack of a better word, since starting golf. So keep an eye out for those. If you have any questions about getting started in golf, or if you're feeling nervous and don't know where to start, feel free to post in the comments. If you're watching this and you have been golfing for a while and you have anything you would add for golfers who are just getting started out, please post it in the comments. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, Golf and Yap, I hope you'll consider it. I hope that wherever you are, that you're able to golf today, whether it's just in a simulator because it's cold where you live, and if you're able to get outside, please play around for me. All right, see you next time. Bye.